also want a special thanks around the room here. We have many members of the Chamber of Commerce you see helping out. I want to thank each and every one of them, and specifically Susan George, who I take all my orders from today. Susan is in the room somewhere. She has done a phenomenal job with this. This is her main project in the office. This is the top 100, so I want to personally thank Susan for all her support and team today. Thank you, Scott.
As you can see from the caliber of outstanding women being recognized as Athena finalists today, our selection committee once again had a very difficult job in making their selection. This year's recipient has spent her entire career mentoring young people, in particular young women. She's known for her passion, intellect, vision, grace, and extraordinary commitment to our community. During her time as executive director, her organization has grown significantly, opening 3 new shelters and adding nearly 20 new programs, including the Safe Harbor program for victims of sex trafficking, New Beginning, a school for young men, a crisis intervention center for babies, children, toddlers, and their families, and a transitional living program, which houses up to 20 older teens in their own apartment. In 2014 alone, her organization has served nearly 20,000 young people and their families. Her creativity for fundraising also resulted in turning Rochester into a fashion mecca each October. From a 3-day event in 2010 raising $35,000 to now a 6-day event that in 2014 raised $250,000, she's the visionary behind Fashion Week of Rochester. Not only have these funds supported the Center for Youth, but she's also made an impact on local tourism by bringing significant tourist dollars to our area. As a city councilwoman, she's helped skyrocket economic development, not only in her East District, but also citywide. She's described as having her fingerprints on just about every major economic development project that the city has undertaken in the past 8 years. In addition to her work as a councilwoman and at the Center for Youth, she also finds time to serve the community at large. She serves on the Governor Cuomo's Commission on Youth, Public Safety, and Justice, is a member of the Governor's Advisory Board to the New York State Children's Cabinet, and is on the New York State Bar Association's Youth Court Commission, an appointment made by former Chief Justice of the New York Court of Appeals, the late Judith Kaye. This year's Athena Award recipient has also been honored by receiving a number of awards, including the Girl Scouts of Western New York Woman of Distinction, the United Way Executive Director of the Year, Teen Empowerment Advocate of the Year, and Marcia Dykes Mother of the Year Award. She has a law degree, a PhD, and is a Fulbright Scholar. She began her career as an attorney, but found her passion by working in the community. She's also a very proud mother and a recent grandmother to Gemma Rose. Although I'm sure she needs no further introduction, please join me in congratulating our 2016 Athena Award recipient, Elaine Spaull.
By the most amazing women, and to the young women, you know, someday, I don't know when, I might get tired. I don't know when, we don't don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm going to look at you guys right there. Melanie, I love you. Lauren, I've loved you since the moment you were born. So because I'm a politician, we write things down, you see. So I had in my pocket a little cheat sheet, because chance does favor the prepared, but I have to thank the Women's Council. Wendy Knapp was my law student. I teach for the University of Buffalo Law School. I believe you got an A, is that right, Wendy? But she was not on the selection committee, so it doesn't matter. And I have to also acknowledge the past winners. I'm looking at you gorgeous women. Sue Stewart, God bless you, and all of you. Amy, everybody, so good to see you. Thank you to the Chamber, to the Women's Council. Thank you to Grawa, who insisted that I be nominated, and I was really not very cooperative, and I'm sorry about that. Very sorry about that. Shannon was persistent. I was not kind. I'm like, no, I'm busy. And thank you, because this is such an honor. I want to acknowledge, obviously, my friends on City Council. Some of them are here, the staff from City Council. God bless you all. The Center for Youth, my team, I adore you. My partner in crime, Meg Mundy, for Fashion Week, I had to ask her if I looked okay. She said I did, so that's great. My family, my children are both in California. One of them is traveling. You think he could have stayed home? No. And the other lives there. And my new baby, Gemma Rose, named after my mother. And this really good-looking guy sitting in the front here, hi, and Malcolm Spaull. People ask me about him when I tell them he is absolutely wonderful. He is exhausted most of the time, but I'm not home much, so it's okay. After 44 years, I love you, baby. And I'm deeply grateful to you, to my brother, Andy, Elaine, and his family, and my nephews, and all of you. I am so lucky. I am Rochester's daughter. You see, I am Rochester's daughter, born and raised, and I love this city. And this city, nobody in this city has been given more opportunity than I have. I've had the most amazing jobs. F. Simone, who was president of RIT, said, this chick can't keep a job. If you look at my resume, you're like, settle down, find something that works. I just kept, and I don't know why, but it was just there in my spirit, and my amazing parents who taught Andy and I and our sisters what it meant to be part of a community. God bless them. When I think about Rochester, it reminds me of the story of Itzhak Perlman, a great violinist who was playing at Avery Fisher Hall at Lincoln Center. You know the story, some of you. And he had polio as a child, so it took him a very long time to come across the stage, wearing leg braces. And when he got to the stage, he sat down and he began to play, and the audience was just so excited. And within 5 minutes, one of his strings broke. And there he was, this great maestro, at Lincoln Center, about to play the most amazing piece, but with 3 strings. And he had a choice, didn't he? He could get up and struggle back out. He could have gotten a new violin. He could have said, hey, I'll see you tomorrow and refund all those tickets. What he did is what our city does often. We play with 3 strings. And the sound that came out that night, as I hear it, I wasn't there, maybe it's urban myth, it was one of the greatest pieces of music ever played in Lincoln Center, because it had compassion and persistence and determination and resilience. And that is our magnificent Rochester. That is our city that is resilient and magnificent, and we deserve to give back and must give back. As Itzhak Perlman, he did not give up, and what came out that night, because he had an orchestra behind him and an audience in front of him, and you all part of this great city right now, and we can do whatever we want to do. I wish that every young person in our city had the opportunities that I've had, the jobs that I've had, the positions that my children, my husband, and my nieces and nephews have the chance to have. Every young person in our city. The Center for Youth, as you know, has become my passion. I have to thank the people from the East District who have elected me 3 times. Don't ask my husband about that. He's like, oh, whatever. But it is a life sentence, but I do love it. I do love it, and I thank them all so much. I am deeply grateful to you all, and I have to also thank the Convention Center staff. Didn't they do a great job again? deeply grateful and so thankful. And God bless you. Thank you. And Wendy did the A, I'm sure.